Good afternoon, my students. This is me, Dr. Hasani, and we are here for course Grammar 3. Like in Grammar 1 and Grammar 2, we covered some issues and topics usually related to the tenses and gerunds, infinitives, and the modal verbs. Some issues also related to use of like the models with a lot of structures, the abilities, possibilities. And this course we try to fix something like a lot of mistakes that we committed previously. We choose from this book Understanding and Using English Grammar. The edition is 5th edition book. This book has something closer to the students, especially EFL or ESL learners. And we have to start from chapter 5. We have subject verb agreement. The structure of the book, you can see the first page could be like this, like showing you a pretest, and under the pretest you can find the upside down answers. It means giving you the incorrect answer. So here the question right C, it means correct if a sentence has the correct subject verb agreement, and I, it means incorrect. Check your answers below. So here we have number 1, baby cry when they are hungry or tired. So this is incorrect sentence. Why? Because baby is singular and cry still a verb for a plural. So we have to say baby cries when they are hungry or tired. This is number 1. We have number 2, chicken, duck, and turkey lay eggs. So the structure here, you have to understand that we have 3, and the 3 should be what, like that there is a problem in the verb here. So chicken, ducks, turkey. So here we have to make it like plural. We have here number 3, Erica miss her mother and father. So Erica is singular. Here we have to say Mrs. Robert sings when he take a shower. So Robert sings when he take a shower. So we have to understand that there is a problem here in the verb. So we can say Robert singing when he take a shower is singing. So we can change it, and the audience is waiting for the show to begin. So we have to understand that 1, 2, 3, 4 is incorrect and 7 incorrect. Every employee in this building needs a security badge. So that's the way for you to understand what do we mean. Here if you say mathematics is easy, so mathematics is 1, and is also agree with it. There is always more or like homework on weekends than we expect. So here the point, how the book started. Usually we left the first page. It means we have no idea about, or we just need to skip the first page. This is the real lesson that we are looking for. Here we have to understand that S and ES, we can check it out, how to add S or ES. A lot of issues or troubles that we face in like students the students face when they need to decide whether to add S or ES. Some students, they still forget that with ending, what we call ending consonants, what we should understand, like if it ends with SS, it means we have to add ES. If it ends with like normal consonant, we just add S. So here we have here like sing, sings, song, songs, and wash, washes, watch, watches, class, classes, buzz, buzzes, books, boxes, toy, toys, buy, pies. And here you can check out all the information related to adding ES. Like here we have SH, CH, S, Z, and X. So the pronunciation is like buses, boxes, classes, washes. So it looks like schwa plus Z. Last, by finding the word ending with Y, so we have to add S if the vowel is like added, like what here? Before the Y we have a vowel O. You know we have 5 vowels: O, E, I, A, and U. So when we find that before the Y precedes mean before, we have to keep S only. If we didn't find it, like here in baby we have B, so we change Y to have it or to make it IES. Cry, R sound here, we have R consonant, so we change it. That's the first subject verb agreement. So we have here an exercise. You have to answer the exercises by yourself, and next time or next video we try to share with you the answers. So I leave to you exercises. You have to continue it by your own. If any problem face or encounter you when you answer the questions, or you find it confusion or a confused question that you have no idea how to make sure about answering it, so we can discuss it with you. I will open the discussion band or board on the e-learning platform, and you have the right to ask me all the problematic questions that face you during the studying. So here we can see again exercises until exercise 5. We have here common proverbs. Too many cooks spoil the broth. So here we have to understand it. يعني كتر الطباخين يخرب أو يفسد الطبخ. Okay, so you can take or have a look on these proverbs, and you can talk. This is about talking. It's like your own. You can practice makes perfect. So all of them, you need to understand something. It's not about exercising. It's more about speaking and conversation. That's the way for this book. It's all about practice. So after it gives you the exercises and the rules, it asks you to do something by here showing you some common proverbs, and you as a student can create a conversation with your colleagues or share someone else who is familiar with speaking. That's the way for us. So here let's move to chapter or the section 5.2, basic subject verb agreement. So we have here the singular and plural. When we say my friend, we have to add S here, lives. When we say my friends, it's already plural subject. We have to make it verb just without any additional S or ES. My brother and sister live. So the trouble can be here. Usually when we have both or something like two or more subjects connected by and require a plural verb, it means my brother and sister live. Don't put lives because you find only sister beside live, because here you have to understand that they are two. And here's the point that I can share with you a lot of mistakes can be here. Next, we have here every man, woman, child needs. So here's the point, because every means each. It means one. And when we means one, we have to keep it like singular. The verb should be singular. Next, the book on political parties is interesting. The book that I got from my parents was very interesting. So you have to understand that here got and here was. Got is past verb, and here also we have to make it subject verb agreement. The books I bought were, like you can find here, bookstore where. So we connected it. The books I bought at the bookstore were. Books and where. Even we cannot find it closer, but we have to pay attention to all the sentence. Watching old movies is fun, so we understand this because watching is gerund. So we are not talking about old movies are. So the agreement here with the subject watching is a gerund, and also a subject we have to keep is or a singular verb there. Try to understand it. That's my concern. So we have exercises. You can answer it, and I suppose you to answer this exercise. Exercise 7. We have exercise 7. Please answer exercise 7, page number 81. Why? Because you have to choose either answer, whether like here, does, do, was, where, is, are. All of these can make you quite stronger when you answer international exam. This is one point here. Now, let's move to section number 3. We have collective nouns. When I talk about collective nouns, so what's the point? The point is the audience is clipping collective nouns. So make sure that sometime we have to read 2 or 3 or 4 nouns together, or a noun that can means a lot, like what? A and D refer to more than one person. The audience, يعني المشاهدين. We cannot say the audiences. The audience is clapping loudly. يعني المشاهدين صفقوا بحرارة. D, the staff has been working overtime. The staff doesn't mean one person, but it means the whole staff, maybe 100 staff or 10 teachers in a school, maybe 50 workers in a company. That's what you have to understand. Faculty, also something can be what? British English prefer plural verb for faculty, have. So in American, they put it singular. You understand, like these for A, B, C, D. In American style, they prefer to put the verb as a singular, but in British, you have to understand, you need to put the what we call the plural. So when we say that faculty has, this is an American. When we say faculty have chosen, this is British. So try to understand it from A to D when you answer the questions. If you are answering the TOEFL exam, make sure that you are following the singular. Like the audience is, team practices, faculty has. But if you are applying to IELTS exam, you have to remember writing it like this. Staff have. Deal with it as a plural. So we have here E, F, and we have a case here. So plural verb can be used to emphasize the individual members, not the meaning. So the faculty are preparing for classes. The staff have requested raises. The staff members have requested raises. Members of the staff have requested raises. So E and F, individual staff, individual faculty. Many speakers rephrase the idea of this as what in H if they want to emphasize the individual members, like members of the staff. Because when you say the staff have requested, some will think about why they didn't add the members. So here they rechange the structure of the sentence only. So make sure that sometimes we have to give focus on members, and that's the point. Common collective nouns: audience, class, committee, choir, crew, crowd, faculty, family, government, group, jury, public, staff, team. So please remember again that in American we follow it by a singular. So if we say crowd is, government is, but in British we could say government have, a group have, staff have. That's one great note that you have to take into your mind. We have here also kind of questions you need to answer. So let's say that we need to answer the last. Look at the verb in blue. What words determine if the verb are singular or plural? Some of this book is interesting. Some of those books are. Most of those books are interesting. So here the question if there is a need for change or not. Think about it. Each of these books is yours. One of those books is Linda's. So I think it's fine, but if we want to answer a question, we could look at exercise 10. Members of the audience are leaving early. So is that correct or not? I think it's correct because here we emphasizing their own importance. The audience sometimes boos the performance. So here I think it's incorrect because they add S, and I think no need for it because audience is already already a collective noun, and you cannot find a word ending with U without adding ES. So if we add ES it can be fine, or if we can keep it as collective noun, plural, so we make it boo. So that's how we answer the questions, and we bring the questions from this. Number 4, we have what? We have subject verb agreement using expressions of quantity. And when we say expressions of quantity, we have to understand that what we need to look at. So we have here singular verb and plural verb. Some, a lot of, 2/3, 20%, most of, all of, one, each, every, none, the number of. So here we have the point, and when we say we have the point, we could understand why the expression of quantity should be memorized. If somebody say, what is expressions of quantity? Quantity and كمية. So if anybody in front of you asks you, can you list the expressions of a quantity? You have to memorize some of, a lot of, 2/3, or like 1/3, or this is the way, like 20%, most of, all of, one of, each of, everyone, none. So the listing is important. Why? Because you could realize what we are looking for. So if we say some of the book is good, some of the books are good. So sometimes we mean like the book in general, and sometimes we give the book the plurality. So with most expressions in quantity, the verb is determined by noun or pronoun, some of singular and some of plural. Most of our assignments, most of our homework looks, all of the suggestions, all of the advice was. So depends on how you put the subject. So we put the subject here as advice, so no way to take a plural, so we put was. Homework, no way to be plural because it's just one homework, so it looks. Here we have 2% of my income, so here we are looking for income. Goes, money belongs, and here we have to understand that money is singular. Equipment is, we cannot say equipments, equipment is. And here printers are. Here we have coins, يعني إيش؟ عملات نقدية. Earnings, go. And here assignments, it's all plural. One of my friends is here. Each of my friends is here. Every one of my friends is here. So one, each, every is all singular, so it takes is. You can see exceptions, one of, and every one of takes singular verb. Here the point, one of, each of, every one of. Plural noun يعني هنا بصير إيش؟ singular verb. The point that you have to take in your mind, don't look at the subject, friends. You will be confused. One of my friends, one is, each is, every is. So don't confuse by the precedent here. So if it's preceding by a plural, look at the every, each, one, the quantity, find it. If it's referring to singular, keep it singular. None of the boys is here. None of the boys are here. So none is using for both. And because of that, you can understand that with a plural in informal spoken. So none of the boys is, this is formal. None of the boys are here, so this is informal. It means you cannot use are except for speaking and writing and chatting. But